Hey friends, it's Brian here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a little bit of insight into my day job as a 23-year-old program manager working into the tech industry. And I'll be sharing with you a little bit of insight on how I got into program management, what the job actually entails, certain questions like differences between a product, a project, or a program manager. What is a program manager? And I'm just gonna read it off of what I Googled. In a very technical term, a program manager is a strategic project management-based professional whose job is to help oversee and coordinate the various projects, products, and other strategic initiatives across an organization. In very much simpler terms, a program manager, oversees a program. In terms, that program is a definition of pretty much a very big project with a lot of small projects in between, and those small projects in between need to be completed for the big project to finish. So without further ado, here's a day in the life of a program manager, and I will also share a little bit as the video is going. So no typical day as a program manager is the same. However, I do try to wake up around 7 a.m. in the morning and get up by 8 to kind of get started on my day and then actually start work at around 9 a.m. However, because my team works at global time zone, there are times where I'll have 8 a.m. meetings or 7 a.m. meetings. And usually those times I will honestly just roll out of bed, kind of throw on a jacket and just hop into the meeting before actually getting ready or anything. But then I'll actually start my day routine right after. My day routine starts with actually going to take a shower. I don't take cold showers like a lot of YouTubers. I know there's like a lot of good benefits, but I have tried and I have struggled. So room temperature is as far as I can go. After the shower, I'll kind of just brush my teeth, do my hair, and then put on some comfortable clothes. I don't need anything too fancy. I usually keep my colors black and white, so and my company's not too strict on dress code, so it's usually a jacket and something just primary colors. And my team also knows I love hoodies, so sometimes I honestly just wear a hoodie to a lot of our meetings. I would try to get a light breakfast in the morning. It's usually like eggs and spinach on toast. And yes, I do throw soy sauce onto my eggs. My dad did that when I was a kid and I love it. So my Nespresso machine during the time of this video did not come in, so I'm making some green tea. It definitely warms me up. It's been pretty cold, so I used to work outside in the living room, but it got really cold, so I moved a lot of my setup into my room. Once I'm at my desk, I go through my emails and set my to-do list for the day. Again, I love to-do lists because it just helps you highlight what you need to get done, because there's a lot of moving parts happening throughout the day. And if you want to watch how to set goals and to-do lists, I also have a video that I might link in the description. After that, it's time to get to work, and I'll probably put a little time lapse here. In this video that I was shooting, I didn't have a lot of meetings. As a program manager, you have a lot of meetings. Today I didn't have, and it was a lot more work-based. And right now I'm currently finishing up the program and we're having a demo day, so I'm gathering all the videos and getting that ready for launch. But usually there's meetings throughout the whole day, maybe back to back, and those meetings are crucial to make sure everything's aligned. Personally for me, I work in a big tech corporation within a branch that works with the partnerships, specifically startups. And what we do is we look for startups that'll be a good partner for the company. And I run 2 programs a year, and these 2 programs basically help the startups navigate the big corporation, get introduced to our colleagues, and eventually become partners. That's kind of just like an overview of it. So some of the main duties of a program manager include: 1, plan the overall program and monitor the progress. You want to be able to plan at the beginning and get all the right stakeholders involved and clear communications. Number 2, manage stakeholder communications. As a PM, you're working with a lot of different people and a lot of emails are flying, a lot of meetings are happening, so being able to communicate that is super important. Number 3, manage the program's budget. Each program will have a certain amount of money allocated to it, and depending on like the projects or who you're working with, you may or may not be the one managing the budget. Number 4, manage and utilize resources across projects. This basically means being able to reach out to the right people, if it's more on the technical side or more on the sales and account executive side. Things that you may not know, you want to be able to reach out to the right people. Number 5, manage program documents. So there's probably a lot of legal stuff going on and there's a lot of approval process, so being able to stay organized with all the files that you need and who do you need to talk to is super important. On a day-to-day basis, you're really working on making sure the program's running smoothly, and if there's anything that's risky or managing a lot of the risk that's going on, or there's troubleshooting involved, just being able to smoothly be able to reach out to the right people or be able to solve it yourself. A lot of communication, a lot of problem solving involved for the day-to-day activities. But I would say it's super important, and I'll emphasize this a lot, is learning how to ask questions. I think that's one thing I struggled a lot with, was not being able to ask the right questions. That's something I just had to learn when I was in this role. At the end of a program, it's also pretty crazy, just the execution part, and sometimes you need to push things back or push things forward, and yeah, it gets a little hectic, but also it's important as the program manager to kind of keep that in line. By 12 or 1 p.m., I will go on a lunch break. I set a blocker so that I know that that's my time block, and this time I did some meal prepping, so I did have food already, but sometimes I will cook, and usually for this time, I kind of just want to relax, and I'm catching up on Demon Slayer. Actually, I'm rewatching it because it was such a good episode. Something I'm trying to implement this year is actually going on walks. I feel like I'm at my desk all the time and I am not getting any exercise other than going to the gym later in the evening. But yeah, going on a walk and just kind of refreshing my mind to come back to the space. After going back from my walk, I am gonna go back to my computer and finish up some work. Some days I'm super tired, so I may rest up with a small nap here and there, but I always make sure to get my work done. But there are days, and admit it, like there are days where I'm super unproductive, like my brain's just not working, and so I'll do what I need to do that day and then just make sure I prioritize some rest after work so that maybe the next day or the next week I'm back and fully refreshed. I believe in quality hours rather than quantity, and just really hone in and focus on certain hours to make sure that work is done. I think it's super important to mention that too, because the purpose of a program or a project manager or product manager is to be efficient as possible and save time. So just really focusing and honing in on those to-do lists and making sure things get done can save you time and help save the company time as well. The terms program, product, and project management gets a little confusing certain times, but in simpler terms, so a product manager works on a certain product. Let's say you're launching a certain item, and we'll take an example like a new camera, right? And a product manager is in charge of, developing that product itself, and we'll have other projects aligned like the marketing plan, the sales plan, the budget plan, the pricing, the finance part. So a lot of small projects for that product to be launched. A program manager like myself is that I work on a certain program, and that can be a big event or an entire course. Same certain thing, but instead of a product, it's an entire program or entire course. A project manager encompasses a lot of the small projects that will be needed for a program or a product manager, and honestly anything that requires planning or execution is a project, and a project manager will just take on a certain project and make sure that is executed. There can be small projects, there can be big projects, and overall, if you're a product or program manager, you will have project management based skills. Around 5 to 6 p.m. things start winding down, and I turn off my laptop and get ready for the gym. And the reason why I gym at this time is because I tried gymming in the morning and it just wasn't for me. Once I come back, I hit the protein shake, and then I hit the shower to get refreshed and start making dinner. Both my parents work, and sometimes they come home really late, and so honestly around 7, 8 p.m. So sometimes I cook on my own, and then I eat on my own too, and then I just try to make sure I spend a lot of time with them afterwards. My parents have worked hard ever since I was little, so for me, I want to work hard for them and basically provide for my family as much as I can, because they gave me a really nice life, and I want to be able to pay it forward as well. My evenings are usually different. I would do 1 to 3 things. I would either, dance because I want to get more exercise. I'll probably be filming or editing, hanging out with my parents. I may hang out with my friends or FaceTime my partner. But yeah, that's kind of like a day in life of a program manager. Again, it's kind of just a snippet. I can't share a lot of the work because I think it's very confidential. If you have any questions about the role, it's very much a lot of skills based off of organization, being a leader without authority, and also a lot of communication. And I think all these things are applicable to any industry. I'm still figuring out my career path, and I'm still pretty young, but these skills are definitely applicable to a lot of things. I definitely want to talk to you about how I actually got into program management. For me, I will be completely honest, it was a little bit of luck and also a lot of, on my side, a lot of determination, curiosity, and just my potential. So I graduated as a business economics major with an emphasis on marketing because I was a photographer, I was more in the creative end. And so right after I graduated, I got an internship at the same company in a different branch as their marketing coordinator. The task that I had to do was related to like social media marketing, event marketing, and a little bit of digital marketing. But as the pandemic hit, it was February, and then we transitioned virtual on March. And so there was a lot of transition going on, and I got exposed to a lot of different roles like business development and had a lot of different new projects that I was leading. So I kind of taking charge on some of the projects that I was doing. So when my internship was coming to a close, I was looking for more project management based roles. I stumbled upon this role. I had the interview, and my supervisor and my manager who interviewed me took a chance on me because they saw that I had a lot of potential for it. And now 6 months later, I'm working as their program manager, and I'm super excited to kind of be learning a lot because there are a lot of things I didn't expect and a lot of learnings that I needed to grow from, and I'm still learning a lot, and I would definitely want to share that with you. I'm doing a little soul searching, and yeah, I'm gonna keep going, and will share with you my journey on how my career progressed and where I may end up next. Thanks again for watching the video. Hope you learned something. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to continue on the journey, feel free to subscribe. Thanks y'all. Any questions, just put it down in the comments. Totally forgot to mention in this video, but my Nespresso machine actually came in today, and I'm super excited. I'll probably make another video on Nespresso machine and coffee because I love coffee. But yeah, peace.